If you're enjoying the show and you'd like to get more, maybe you want to get bonus episodes, maybe you want to get episodes early, maybe you'd like to join monthly video hangouts with me, Jeff, and other fans of the show, the way to find out how to do that is to go to patreon.com/wehaveconcerns. I don't know, Bill, because you also said this.
No!
Pick one. No! I love Epcot. This is We Have Concerns. Hi, Jeff Canada.
Hi, Anthony Carboni.
Hello, concerned citizens.
Speaking of energy, we got a cool story sent to us by Emil Lang. Does Emil have a nickname? Because
he does.
He's a stalwart from way back.
Yeah, but you can't call people stalwart because that's Lisa's name.
Yeah, that's a good point. He's been one of our finest, most consistent contributors. What is Emil? We may have already given him a nickname.
The Ice Cream Man.
All right. Ice Cream Man comes through.
If you send, and remember, if you send in enough stories, I will give you a terrible nickname that makes no sense.
Nothing to do with anything.
Very bad at nicknames.
It's probably a nickname
Why
you don't
is he
even want.
the Ice Cream Man?
There's no reason.
That's no reason. I just panicked and I said something.
Yeah.
You don't want one of these. Don't send in stories.
Alternate title of our show, by the way, is I just panicked and said something.
So tell me about this story that the Ice Cream Man sent us.
Ice Cream Man sent us a story about negative mass. We've created it. We did it, Anthony. We did it. Well, when I say we, I mean researchers at the University of Washington created something with negative mass.
How is that possible?
It shouldn't be.
How do they do that?
Negative mass.
How big? I mean, we must be talking like
microns.
Slightly bigger than particles. Like
it's 100 microns, I think, is how big this thing is. It's a liquid. But we didn't think it was possible. It was theoretically possible. The idea that mass could be like a charge on an electron. It could be positive or negative.
That makes no sense.
It doesn't make any sense, right? So the way that you can break this down in your head is Newtonian physics. Second law of motion says that force equals mass times acceleration.
Yep.
Okay. So if you push on something, you're giving it force, and that is its mass times its acceleration.
Yep.
Okay. If you invert mass, if you make a negative mass, then
object pushes you. Welcome to Soviet Russian science.
Well, that's what we should have looked there in the first place, because in Soviet Russia, mass is negative. Object push you. That's what they've done.
So wait, if I push if I push against something with negative mass,
yes,
it doesn't go forward. Would it push back against me?
Yes. So if you're trying to slide an object across a table and you push against it and it has negative mass, it pushes back on your hand.
That's a hilarious prank.
That's what these guys' ultimate goal is to create the most hilarious.
This was the cast of Impractical Jokers that created this.
Yeah.
Only on True TV.
They've been in the lab mostly.
They've been in that joke lab.
Yeah.
That giggle lab.
The giggle zone.
They've been working in the giggle lab.
They create the most potent whoopee cushions.
Under highly dangerous, wacky conditions.
Yeah. The most compressed cans of peanuts that actually have snakes in them.
Woo, boy, it's never peanuts in the giggle lab.
And negative mass.
So they will win a Nobel for this.
Yeah.
If not for the highly compressed fake peanut brittle.
But guess what? When they accept that Nobel and they go to shake hands with the person giving it to them, wacky buzzer on the hand.
I'll tell you what, many people don't know this, but the cast of True TV's hit series, Impractical Jokers, are responsible for so many huge advances in science.
Right.
Because comedy is a lot of work. And so when they are putting all this work in to create something funny, when they create a super pressurized can of peanut brittle, you can thank them for the Tomahawk missile.
That's right.
That's where it came from.
See, the thing is, most of our scientists that are working today, too practical. That's the problem. We need someone to think outside the practical box.
We need impractical jokers. That's who we need. In DARPA, in NASA.
In every field of science. Let's just permeate.
Who's the Patch Adams of science, I ask you? Who understands that the healing power of laughter is the only way
to create a Tomahawk missile?
To create a Tomahawk missile, or really put string theory to the test.
Yeah.
Who will be that Patch Adams? Kids, ask your parents.
Well, so how did they do it? Well,
They were working on a highly viscous fake dog poop.
Push on the poop, it pushes right back at you. That's scary poop. What they did was they took rubidium atoms and they cooled them to what is known as the Bose-Einstein condensate. Very, very cold temperature where it's just above zero, where the particles inside rubidium atoms move so slowly that they start to behave like quantum particles rather than classical physical particles.
Okay.
So they start to behave like waves instead of like, atoms, particles.
Yeah, particles.
And so, and they also sync up and they move in unison and they become what's called superfluid, which is a liquid that can move without losing.
Which is like your blueberries, your acai bowls.
Yeah. You want to have as much
superfluids.
Yeah, superfluids.
Yeah.
As much as you can in your diet. Anyway, that's a fluid that moves without losing any energy to friction. Okay, so like we'll slide across the table forever.
Yeah.
So they've
created superfluids before,
right?
But what was the secret sauce that made this thing have negative mass?
Well, after they had created the superfluid version of rubidium atoms, they shot it with lasers and forced the atoms.
Fuck yeah, they did.
Yeah, they did. The fucking Impractical Jokers. It's always lasers, right?
Always lasers.
They make the cat dance.
Yeah, lasers or a kick to the crotch.
And
since you can't kick rubidium atoms in the crotch.
They tried,
but they had to use lasers. That's the scientific process. The scientific method is you start with a hypothesis. You have to experiment.
And then you joke.
And then you kick it in the balls.
Kick it right in the balls.
Yeah.
So they spun the atoms back and forth and changed their spin. And
the Addams did not see that coming. And the Addams families were cracking up.
I
did not mean to do that. I did not mean to do that.
Oh.
God damn it.
Oh, man. So what happened was after they spun it, cooled it down, all this stuff, shot it with lasers, it came shooting out of this little container that was only 100 microns big. Came shooting out of that container so quickly.
Adorable.
It was the cutest thing. If you see that thing under a microscope with an Instagram filter on it, it is the cutest little thing. Oh.
I'm holding rubidium.
Dr. Stankiewicz, I don't think is it bring your kid to work day today?
I'm not a child. I'm a superfluid.
Oh, a superfluid. You are the cutest little superfluid.
Thank you.
Where's Dr. Rabinowitz? Did
I'm
he
a
leave you
particle
here?
and a wave.
Did he leave you here all by your little self, little
I'm
guy?
almost like light. I'm never alone as long as I have love in my heart.
Oh, you are so cute. I'm just going to
Don't push me, man!
Oh, Jesus. You're pushing back quite hard.
Don't you fucking push me, man!
Can you just stare at this laser for 1 second? Just really quick. I'm just going to shoot you with a laser.
Sounds fair.
Okay. So it popped out and it behaved as if it had negative mass.
So it was something about firing the laser at it?
Yeah, well, the laser forced the atoms to spin and oscillate in a direction they're not supposed to, right? They don't normally do. So it accelerates backwards. And it looks like the rubidium hits an invisible wall. So it behaves as backwards to how we expect it to.
That's nuts.
Yeah. So there are people that
what do they poke it with?
Lasers.
They use the lasers to spin the atoms.
Yeah.
But then they also poke it with a laser?
So what happens is they spin the atoms with the laser and it comes shooting out of this container, but it moves in a way that it shouldn't be moving when it does that. It moves the opposite direction that it should be.
Weird.
Yeah. So once you push, it accelerates backwards.
So they were like firing it further into the container.
Right.
And it came popping out of the container.
Yes.
That is a good practical joke.
These guys are good, man.
This is why they're on like season 9 or whatever.
Right. True TV really got them at the right time, right before they are about to win their Nobel Prize.
Thank God they got tenure at True TV.
So it's been published in a peer-reviewed journal. So now it's going to go under peer review. So we're going to make sure that this is really real and not a fluke or misinterpreted the data. But they're saying that it could really explain how black holes work and why we see things in our universe that we can't understand, like dark matter. Like maybe dark matter just has negative mass, and that's why it behaves the way. Wait, that's why we can't measure.
Or like people who just like stop to look at their phones like in the middle of like a crowded walkway.
Yeah, those people.
It could like explain those people. Those people
Somebody
who just
has
like,
to.
not only do they need to stop to use their phone for some reason, like they have to stop,
Right.
but they have to stop like in the middle of everyone
When everyone's walking this direction.
and just look
and
at
they're
their
stopping.
phone. And they just stop. They just stop.
You know what you got to do?
I was just in Orlando, Florida, Jeff, where I grew up.
Mm-hmm.
And it's all people like that.
Everybody's just stopping?
Everybody is just like in the middle of any walkway they can be.
Yeah.
Stopped.
Can I tell you, because you've brought this up, and this really does relate to rubidium atoms. Can I tell you the thing that drives me fucking insane? A person that gets on an escalator and stands in the middle
Doesn't choose a side.
And stops. Just stands there. And I start walking because they're fucking stairs meant to be used as stairs. They're accelerated stairs.
Yeah.
They're stairs that allow me to get to the top faster, but they're still stairs.
Yeah.
They're not a moving platform for you to just park on. So I come walking up the stairs behind them like a normal human.
Sure. And they don't even think to move.
They don't even notice that I could easily walk by on either side. You choose your side. You don't even have to choose the right side.
You should be on the right side.
You should, but I'll happily walk on the right if you want to step to the left. But you're going to just be as wide as you possibly could be. Hands on hips, arms outstretched, hands resting on hand rest, just as I'm trying to move past.
And then when you excuse me, they look at you like you're crazy
Like
and
you're
you
the
interrupted
asshole.
and like, why on earth are you even asking them this?
You know what's even worse than the escalator? Because the escalator at least requires some effort to move up
Two
and down.
people walking, holding hands, taking up the entire width of a sidewalk and or walkway.
Well, those people are in love, and you can't
No,
fault
no,
them
no,
for
no,
being
no,
in
no,
love.
no.
They're adorable humans.
No.
They're in love.
They can be in love and take up less space. I'm talking about the people who really spread it out.
Oh, yeah. I was going to go to airport moving walkway.
Fuck the way people use a walkway.
Why would you stop on the moving walkway?
Fuck the people who use a moving walkway wrong. And if you're gonna stop, moving walkway is worse than escalator because people can put down all of their bags like in a tiny like rune circle around them.
Yes.
Like they're casting some sort of like protection circle around them with carry-on luggage.
I don't understand it.
And then like there's no way to get by them. 9 times out of 10, depending on the airport, it is faster to not use the moving walkway.
100%. And you find yourself, you get on the moving walkway because it's fun and everybody likes to go for a little ride. And I'm walking along the moving walkway and then I got a lady with 400 bags who just decided to stop and just wait it out. She's just going to sit there.
Gonna wait. She's going to see what happens.
She's going to make sure this ride lasts as long as possible.
Here's what we do now. These people, you see them coming up to the walkway.
Need some impractical jokers on this one.
Spray a little rubidium on them.
There you go.
New little rubidium spray.
Yeah.
And as they try to walk towards the walkway,
guess what?
They walk backwards.
They don't know. They think they're walking forwards.
They think they're walking, and they walk backwards, and then you've got the whole walkway to yourself. Only people who are moving.
You negative mass them.
You negative mass them. It is the oldest trick in the book.
Oh, I love
It's like
this.
an exploding cigar.
This is going to make such a great Impractical Jokers episode.
I mean, sure. I mean, I sent it to them. I sent it as a spec script.
Right.
But
Well,
they,
by law, they can't really open those because they get into, put themselves in legal jeopardy.
Yeah, I know.
But that's why
I feel
they
like I
listen to
wasted
this
it.
episode.
Hey, guys, if you're listening,
Guys, big fans.
big fans of all the work that you've done, particularly in cancer research.
Yes.
And
It's
we
extraordinary.
But
Cancer
also,
research,
but
whoopee
also when
cushions.
you were in the mall and you kicked that guy in the balls.
Oh my God. He did not see that coming.
Oh man, we
it
like
was
both
sad
of
that
those
he had
things
cancer,
equally.
but
Super sad.
he did not see that. Either
No,
of
and-
those things coming, to
And
be
so
honest.
that's what makes it a bittersweet practical joke. And those are the best goofs.
yeah.
So if you guys are listening, we got goofs for you.
We got so many goof suggestions. What do you think about this? Do you think it's going to change the world, Anthony?
I don't know how. That's the thing. I can't wrap my head around it.
Yeah.
I can't wrap my head around it to the point where I understand any practical usage. If it helps us understand things like black holes and other sort of unexplainable phenomenon better, that's great.
Yeah.
But that stuff's a little above my pay grade. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
because once we figure out black holes, then what? Then what do we do with the knowledge? I need some sort of, and this is where we've got to put the impractical aside.
Mm-mm. We got to be practical.
And go back to the practical.
Oh, we looped back around to practical.
Every Costello needs an Abbott. You know what I'm
That's right.
saying?
I hear you.
Kids, ask your grandparents. And what I need now is somebody to tell me what this could possibly mean in different fields of research.
I bet somehow this is going to make our cellular telephones work better and be smaller.
Sure, maybe unlimited energy.
What if I drop my phone?
Maybe this is the thing that gives me a flying car or a hoverboard.
What if I drop my phone and it doesn't fall?
It drops up.
It drops up. That could be worse.
You got goofed.
I just got goofed so hard.
You got rubidium.
There it goes. Up, up, up. Oh, I really should have held on to that.
Should have held on to it, but you didn't. You just got true TV'd.
Oh, man. Those impractical jokers.
If you are somebody who works in a field that's related to this, and you're in our audience, we would love it if you could let us know.
Explain it.
Just some of the things that this will help with. Some of the problems, some of the answers we're looking for, some of the practical things that we could do with this.
Yeah.
No impractical jokers, please. Because let me tell you something. My funny bone is already tickled.
You've done it.
I've done it.
You've done it. You've tickled it.
If I laugh anymore,
oh,
I don't know. So I need to like cool it down a little bit.
Okay. So basically, we're breaking this down two directions.
Mm-hmm.
Practical.
Yeah.
We need some practical advice.
Yeah.
Impractical. Funny bone tickled.
Funny bone tickled.
So you have to decide. Every listener, you have to decide which category you are in. Are you practical?
Yeah.
Or are you an impractical?
Let me tell you something. Impractical is the one that wins the prizes and gets the jobs done.
Is the Nobel Prize?
Practical people never kick other people in the balls.
That's true. They're the people whose balls are kicked.
Unless it's Steven Seagal, and that's the only way through a door.
That guy. Let's be honest.
That's
not always practical.
You can hashtag those Steven Seagal.
That was a surprising one.
Yeah,
it came right in at the end and just made its presence known.
And just let us know.
Like Steven Seagal does.
Yeah. Send those to us on Twitter. I'm at @Carboni.
I'm at Jeff Cannata.
And guys, just so you know, just so we're all on the same page.
We should be.
We got shirts and hats and stuff.
We got shirts and hats and stuff. We got extra bonus episodes. There's so many more ways you can engage with this show.
Yeah, you can check out wehaveconcerns.com/shop to find all kinds of great stuff. And also patreon.com/wehaveconcerns to find all kinds of extra things that we add onto the show for certain listeners. Go do those things.
Yeah. And tune into True TV Wednesday nights at 8 p.m.
Is that when it's on?
I have no goddamn idea.
But tune in then.
Just tune in.
Yeah, because like
maybe Kevin Pereira will be on or something.
You never know. Yeah, maybe our buddy Kevin will be on. We can never tell.
He's on most of the time.
Sure.
On the show, on that station.
Whatever you see, it's gonna be good.
That's true.